Hey guys, this is Pastor Mel, and I just need to tell you something real quick. Divorce is real. Furthermore, I decided to have one, and I recommend that you do the same. Yeah, that's right. Divorce yourself from every excuse and every self-imposed limitation that has literally already cost you decades, dreams, and destiny. And don't get me wrong, nothing's more beautiful than unity. That's only when we're unified with the purpose that our Father created us. And when we're walking within the musical harmony of divine connections with like-minded people. That's people who want what we want and who value what we value and who are more than willing to lock arms with one another to help each other get to where we can get to together through mutual support. Listen, there's something going down right now, y'all. I hope that you don't miss it. If it's in you, then you know who I'm talking to. My partners and I are like family, and this thing we got is thicker than blood because it's made in the spirit. And it's in the spirit that we decided to make some changes. How do you feel about these changes? Are you ready? Let us know if you need a spot at the table. We're about to participate in a halftime of a lifetime. It's winning season. Father's favor.
Well, good evening, everyone. Long time no see. It's been a minute since I've been on this platform with this awesome man of God. Hey, good evening, Maurice Covington. Can't wait to see you in San Antonio. We got less than a month away. I am so excited. All roads leading to San Antonio, Texas. I am one-star director Tanya Evans Barnes. I'm your hostess, always doing the mostest, and I am so glad to be back. I am broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia. I am down here on a 4-day, 3-night getaway, Valentine's week. Treat myself. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. And what we going to talk about tonight is choose your heart wisely. But before we get started, go ahead, click like, click share. If you are streaming from Facebook or any social media platform, also click subscribe. If you are chiming in on YouTube, hey, Brother Kevin Watkins is in the house. Thanks for chiming in. I'm going to introduce to you my brother from another mother. He is a pastor out of San Antonio, Texas. That's where all roads is leading to. March 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you have not done so already, I'm going to put the link in the description box. But y'all may want to get in where y'all fit in because it is going down like John. There go the link right there. Team Legacy Conference. If you have not done so already, you better get yourself registered. You do not want to miss this event. And I'm telling you, our hostess for the conference this year is going to be none other than my brother from another mother, him and his beautiful queen, Lady K, out of San Antonio, Texas. He is a 3-star director. His whole family is in the business. I just love this man, awesome man of God, because he has really changed my life since I've met him. Come on, Pastor Mel Keys. Come forth, big brother.
You make me feel so good.
Got the Team Legacy shirt on. I was going to wear a mask, but I'm saving that for Friday night.
All right. Well, we got some new ones, and I'm excited. We got a whole lot planned. Thank you, baby girl, for opening up for us. Don't go too far away. I'm going to put you in the lobby, and we want to say good evening to all of our family, all of our friends. Kev is in the house. I got my baby girl, Tisa. Good to see you, darling. Tell everybody we said hello up there in the Dallas land. Maurice, much love, my bro. Keep doing what you're doing. And, of course, our dear sister Renee all the way up in New York land. We're grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. I'm going to put on the screen, you know what, before I do that, let me do this in the right order. she did mention that this conference, guys, is coming up on the 17th to the 19th. It's a part of what we do, Team Legacy, changing lives. And we want you to be able to be a part of it on the 17th through the 19th of March. Actually, the 19th, that's worship time at the Joshua House of Worship. And all of the guests who are coming in from all over the country and actually from several other nations. They're going to be here in our city, and all are invited to be a part of the worship service on Sunday. But the 17th and the 18th, that's conference time, y'all. You want to go ahead and chime in on that particular link. If you've not done it already, go ahead and make that happen, Captain. Here's why. I'm going to share with you a quick and a brief video. Take a look real quickly.
Hey guys, we have Mr. and Mrs. Hart here. We're in Cancun.
We are in Cancun.
Hola! Happy birthday!
But they're headed to San Antonio. You don't want to miss March the 17th, 18th, and 19th of 2023. All roads lead that way. They are just the most amazing people you'll ever want to meet. And we have something to share with you. Meet us there.
I can't wait to be there in March and share with you guys. And this guy is the guy you want to follow in San Antonio.
We love you all.
Listen, guys, if you have not met Mr. and Mrs. Hart yet, you owe it to yourself. Some of the most humble people you'll meet, but gifted and called of God beyond what I can describe in a few minutes. These guys are life changers. They were quite wealthy before they started this thing almost 11 years ago, but their wealth has gone to another level. But the wealth that I want to talk to you about is the wealth that's empowering people around the globe in more than 65 nations strong, paying out tens of millions of dollars. Guys, you don't want to miss. It's going to be phenomenal. Go ahead and register now, teamlegacyconference.com. In fact, let me tell you this. Our team, Team Joshua Generation, which is a part of Team Legacy, we have a special gift for you. If you're our first-time guest, you're connected, and you've been invited by one of our members, here's what we want to get in your hands. We want you to possess this gift just for giving us your feedback. I'm going to put it on the screen. Take a listen real quick. Prophetess Michelle, much love to you, darling. Thanks for chiming in. Here we go.
Cancun Riviera Maya. Wow! It's one of the hottest locations in Mexico. 5 nights at the 5-star Fives Resort. You're gonna love this beachfront paradise. Deluxe luxury accommodations, 7 outdoor pools, a world-class spa, and 15 incredible restaurants and bars. Plus, experience amazing activities from snorkeling and scuba diving to touring ancient Mayan ruins. This is a $1,294 value at one of Mexico's best resorts. Here's what others have said about their Fives Resort experience.
Our experience has been flawless from beginning to end, from booking to getting here to transportation to everything. It's absolutely wonderful.
Here at the Fives in Cancun, loving it.
This has been an incredible resort. It's absolutely immaculate. It's right on the beach. The service is incredible, and we have absolutely landed upon a 5-star hotel. We've had an extraordinary experience, and we can't wait to come back.
Beautiful beaches, outstanding service, great food. We've had a wonderful honeymoon, vacation. Highly recommend it. It's just beautiful here.
Do not miss this. Book your 5 nights in Cancun Riviera Maya now.
Family, listen. There's a $300 airline gift card. There'll be a drawing next month as well. We don't want you to miss that. But for every single person that's connected to Team Joshua Generation, if you would like to participate and get that, listen, there are more than 20 U.S. destinations, and there's actually Cancun, there's Cabo San Lucas, and there's Puerto Vallarta. All of those are our complimentary gift to you. Here's what you'll need to do. You'll need to text travel feedback to the number on your screen, 888-532-2699. Once you do that, you'll get a response back immediately. Once you get that response, excuse my allergies here. Once you get that response, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to watch the video, which will take all of 10 minutes. You're going to need to complete the survey, which takes all of 5 minutes. There are 14 questions. And then you're going to pick a slot on the calendar so that we can set up your destination for you. You take care of those 3 easy steps. we're going to gift you one of those destinations, and it is your choice, your discretion. And then we're also going to give you the opportunity to be in the drawing in March, which is a $300 airline gift card giveaway. So that's as simple as it gets. No games, no gimmicks, no tricks, no gotchas. There's nothing for you to lose, guys. There's absolutely no risk on your part whatsoever. We've taken care of all of that for you. All the heavy lifting is on our side. So we want to put that available for each of you connected to Team Joshua Generation. Shout out to all of our team, amazing people all over the U.S. and growing at a phenomenal rate, actually internationally. We're grateful for the opportunity inside of our team, Joshua Generation. We believe this to be true. We are Joshua Generation, and we are claiming God's promises together right here, right now. Here's what I want to do for you guys. I want to put on the screen a little PowerPoint that I put together, and there's been something that really inspired me today. Shout out to my baby girl, Mika. She posted this, and it just hit me some kind of way. So I said, this is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. This is the frame of reference we're coming from. And go ahead and put this in the comments. Put it in the chat. Maybe you're on YouTube. Maybe you're on LinkedIn. I'm not seeing all of those different places right now, but put it there and I'll follow up on your comments. Here's what I want you to do, Minister Carolyn. Thank you for chiming in. Letitia, thank you for chiming in. I want you to choose your heart wisely. Some of us don't do a good job in choosing our heart. Listen, guys, I don't know who promised you it was going to be easy. I don't know who told you it was going to be a bed of roses. I don't know who said it was going to be ABC. Come on, was that the Jacksons? Easy as 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Maybe that's in your Walkman. Maybe that's in your cassette player and an 8-track. I don't know. Maybe you never took it out. But listen, life is not ABC 1, 2, 3. And even if you're a successful person, could you be transparent and let people know it was not a straight path? It was not a straight line to whatever the aspect of your success is. I mean, that thing has probably been all over the place, around the world and back. It's never a straight line, guys. Life is hard. Come on here. Talk back to me. I'm going to say it again. Life is hard. And you got to choose your hard wisely. I know people, they hate to read. They hate, books, and, they didn't like school that much. I mean, I'm not mad at them because, I could understand it ain't for everybody. I'm not saying everybody needs to go to college and get degrees because it ain't about that. You can learn all kind of different ways. But doggone, if you don't stop, come on here, if you don't stop making excuses about you hating to learn, listen, it's hard to learn, but you better choose your heart wisely. Did you hear me? Renee, it's good to see you, darling. Hope your family in New York land are doing well. Comforting prayers to you. You better choose your heart wisely. Listen, you think education is expensive? Try being ignorant. They used to tell us, here's how it went. What you don't know, Lord have mercy, what a lie, can't hurt you. Let me say that again. What you don't know can't hurt you. You better get a clue, blue or not. You better get one. Here's what I found out. We're destroyed because of lack of knowledge. If we don't know that we don't know, that's the most dangerous position to ever be in. There we go willy-nilly, thinking everything is good, thinking everything is grand, and not knowing that our lives are in danger. Our livelihood is at stake. And there's so many things are in this area. We got to be in a position to choose our heart. It's hard to forgive, y'all. Have you ever been hurt by anybody? Has anybody ever crushed you, your spirit? I mean, sucker punched you. I mean, knocked the wind out of you because it just came out of nowhere. Maybe it was a betrayal from someone that could have been, listen, sleeping in your bed. Could have been somebody, God forbid, a sibling. Maybe a parent, a teacher, a spiritual leader, a coach, yourself. Hello. I mean, it happens. And it's hard to forgive. But do you know what's harder? It's harder to deal with that bitterness. It's harder to deal with that toxicity that gets stuck in your spirit, that gets stuck in your heart. And you can't even eat. You can't digest your food. You can't get no rest. And you think that you're holding them in prison by not forgiving them. Could I tell you who's really in prison? You better choose your heart wisely. We say, well, it's hard to start a business. Who has the time? Who has the money? So you just keep on doing what you've been doing, thinking that you're going to get something different and find out that that doesn't work. That's the formula for insanity. You got to do something differently if you want something different in return. And you keep on building and building and building someone else's vision because it's too hard to have your own. Can I tell you what's hard? That at the end of your 30, 40, or whatever years you put in, that most of the time you're going to find yourself in the same exact situation, almost as if you just got started. And we too old for that, y'all. Most of us are anyway. And you better choose your hard wisely. Raising children. Oh, man, I'm going to run out of time. It's hard, y'all. How many of y'all would agree that raising, come on here, in 2023, it's hard to raise them children? But can you imagine what happens if you just stick them in front of the TV and don't spend and invest the time with them, and you don't educate them and you don't train them up in the way that they should go? Come on here, talk back to me. If you don't do those things, if you don't pour yourself into them, you know what's really going to be hard? Visiting them in places where you wouldn't want to see a child, whether it's prison, whether it's the cemetery, or wherever else they might be, because you didn't take the time to invest in them. You better choose your hard wisely. And that's our conversation tonight, about choosing your hard more wisely. Let me see if I can make this up. Pull up. Here's what happened. Baby girl shared this on her page, and it just hit me. And it said this: life is hard for two reasons. Oh man, why is this thing moving back and forth? Y'all pray for me. This technology, I don't need it to do this. I'm about to choose some hard, I think my mouse might need to replace that battery. But here it is. Life is hard for two reasons: because you're leaving your comfort zone, or because you're staying in it. Are y'all with me tonight? Don't be distracted by that. You better choose your hard wisely. Don't choose the hard. Come on here. By default, you go ahead and make the choice. You make the choice of your heart. You make the decision. You don't leave that thing to chance. There's two things. It's going to be hard to leave your comfort zone, yes. And it's going to be hard to stay in it. And you got to choose your heart wisely. I want to read something to you from the Word of God as you begin to choose your heart wisely. I thought of this as I got inspired by that statement. Thank you again, Mika. It's coming from Kings, and I don't know why this thing won't stay on the screen, but y'all stay with me. 2 Kings chapter 7, and I'll just read the first 3 verses 3 to 4. It says, now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate. They said to each other, why stay here until we die? If we say we'll go into the city, the famine is there and we will die. And if we stay there, we will die. So let's go over to the camp of the Arameans and surrender. If they spare us, we live. If they kill us, then we die. I love that text, and I don't have time. My brother Jeff, much love to you, to deal with it the way I would want to. But you got to choose your heart wisely. And these lepers who had leprosy, they'll help us to learn how important it is to choose our heart. Because it would have been hard for them to stay in the condition they were. They knew there was a famine going on, and there was no H-E-B, there was no Walmart, there was no Target, there was nothing. Come on, talk back to me. There was nothing there that was going to bring them any lunch. Y'all remember back in the day, if you was in the hood I was from, they came through with the, the lunch programs, and they gave out, come on here, government cheese, and they gave, the good stuff too. And they gave the pineapple juice and, chocolate milk. And, they did that in the community, but they didn't have none of that. Nobody was coming for their rescue. And they said, if we just stay here, we gonna die. But then they also understood that they were lepers. And if they went into the city that was already under siege, that they had been attacked, if they got there, they were going to die. And they said, well, listen, we're in between a rock and a hard place. Let's just choose our heart wisely. And someone listening tonight or watching this on the replay, or maybe you're on the other side of the pond and you're watching it right now. I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. You better hear this from the Lord. You better choose your heart wisely. because it's going to be hard either way. And don't let it be chosen for you. You make the decision for your heart. Last week I shared this, one of the quotes by Bishop Jakes. Your enemy is your enemy, and you cannot afford to be in your feelings in this season. Someone said, just follow your heart. They lied to you. The heart is deceitfully wicked. It got some stuff and some junk in our hearts that will lead us into a place full of lies. Don't you follow your heart. You better get some Holy Ghost in you from on high and get some real help. I know where my help comes from. All of my help comes from the Lord. And sometimes these feelings of mine will betray me. They go up, they go down. They go in, they go out. They're not trustworthy. Come on, just go with your gut. Your gut, man, let me tell you something. All depending upon what you ate last night, your gut can take you all kind of directions. Your enemy is your enemy, and you got to make sure that when things are hard, you choose your heart wisely. Don't back down. Don't run away. Why? Because we usually go one direction or the other, fight or flight, and it ain't time for flight. It ain't time to be in your feelings. It's time to go forward. Somebody put that in the comments. It's time to go forward. We shared with you last night. Zig said this: if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Learning is hard. Re-education is hard because we've had so much miseducation. We were lied to about so many things. And maybe they had good intentions with some of the stuff they shared with us, but they didn't know what they didn't know. But now that we know, we need to do better. Say it again. Now that we know, we need to do better. And if you're determined to learn, nobody can stop you, but learning is hard. We need a renewed mind, and you better choose your heart wisely. We shared this with you on the other week, Proverbs 6, 10, 11. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall your poverty come on you like a prowler and your need like an armed man. Listen, guys, I don't want to take up too much time on this, but I love this text because all of us are really sleeping on something. The question is, what are you sleeping on? You better hear this. What are you sleeping on? Because it's not going to take a whole lot of sleep. This is the time to be woke. This is the time to keep both of your eyes open. Ain't no time for sleeping right now, y'all. Things are too pivotal. Things are in transition. Things are just up in the air in so many different areas almost at once. And we can't rely on solutions from the past because things have so drastically changed that some of the stuff that worked 10 years ago ain't even working for the time span that we've been in for the past 2 years. Just because it worked in our childhood, y'all, listen, we grown now, don't mean that it's going to work now. There were some things that our grandparents did, and it worked perfectly for them. And I'm telling you, we're in a season right now where things have so drastically changed, and you better make sure that you know to choose your heart wisely. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Now, I'm not saying don't rest. I'm not saying don't take breaks. I'm not saying don't have downtime, don't have you time. I'm not saying don't have recreation. I'm not saying don't have solitude. I'm speaking metaphorically, if you will. Don't be ignorant to the thing. Come on, because when we really sleep in a deep coma type, man, listen, how many of y'all, I don't know if it's you might not want to be honest. When you sleep, they could have all kind of things going on, and you just listen. And look, house could be on fire, bombs can be going off. True story. My neighbor's house about a year ago got hit by lightning, and that night it caught his house on fire. And I felt our house. I felt a tremble. I really did. I felt a tremble, but I was in such a state of sleep. The next day I'm looking at him, and they got all kind of chaos going on, looking at his house and the smoke coming out, and you can just smell all of it. And I'm like, man, what happened, bro? What happened? He said, bro, you didn't answer the door. He's like, we knocked on the door. We knocked on the door. We knocked on the door. Fire trucks was out. Bruh, I was asleep. Are you understand what I'm saying? And some of us are not just sleep like that. We sleep in life. We sleeping on opportunities. We sleeping on transitions. We sleeping on things that God has given us right in front of us. because we just want to be comfortable, and we don't want to make decisions, and we don't want to make changes. But you better choose your heart wisely. I'll say it again. You better choose your heart wisely. Robert Kiyosaki, he said, knowing you need to make a change is not enough. He said, you've got to find the guts to do it. I love this teaching. It comes out of the Cash Flow Quadrant. If you don't have a copy of that thing, get it right away. Go to Amazon, y'all. You'll get that thing for $3, $4, $5. Get it shipped quickly to your home and dig in. In fact, tonight, go to the YouTube archives and find out everything that you can on Cash Flow Quadrant. Guys, it's a masterful education, because we did not get this in high school and whatever college you went to. I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't there either, right? But this is what we need to know. 95% of the wealth, guys, is on the right side of this quadrant. 5% of the wealth is on the left side. And on the left side, you get left. On the left side, you get leftovers, and it's split between the top and the bottom. On the top, that's the folk. They put all their energy in this one thing called a job. And that job, y'all, ain't nothing wrong with a job, because that might be where you need to start. That might be your base income. That might be the foundation for you. But it does not mean that you got to die there. And it certainly doesn't mean that that should be the end of a thing. It should be the beginning of a thing. You cut your teeth. You learn your skills. You learn the profession or the trade or the skill set that you've been exposed to on that job, working for someone else, building their vision. Those tools are necessary. But why do you think you have to end there? We were taught, we were trained, we were miseducated that that's where we're supposed to begin and that's where we're supposed to end. That was someone else's game plan. That was their winning strategy. That was coming from, come on here, that was coming from the 95%. I mean, that was coming from the 5% who control 95% of the wealth. And they had an agenda, and they still do. Why they wanted to make sure that this was being pushed through every collegiate realm, through every academic level, and they wanted to make sure that everybody knew to go get that job, and we still doing it today. And very few people are thinking entrepreneurially enough, strategically enough, business-mindedly enough to make sure that we know God bless the child that has their own. Now, some people get the memo, so they move from the top. They still on the left, though. And they move from the top to the bottom, and then they get what you call a business, a self-employment business. And they start that janitorial service. They start that restaurant. They start that cleaning business. They cleaners, you know what I'm talking about. They start a school, a daycare. They start a nursery. They start something. They start braiding. They start a dental office or a doctor. You know, they start a whole lot of stuff, and it's great because they're making a lot more money because now they own it and they have many privileges and perks. The one thing they don't have a lot of time anymore. Because even though they were probably working 50, 60 hours working for someone else, now they're working for themselves. So the lion's share of the profit is coming to them, but doggone, they ain't got no time to spend it. They don't have no time to enjoy it. Because when someone doesn't show up in that small employment, that small business where they're working for themselves, they got to wear all the hats. They got to do all the work, and they're missing out. And they're not choosing their heart. They're choosing their heart, but they're not choosing it wisely. That's the left side. They get left and they get leftovers. 95% of the population is there, but only 5% of the wealth is there. You need to move to the right side. Someone put that in the comments. Hashtag Althea, much love, my darling. Hashtag move to the right side. Hashtag move to the right side. You got to move to the right side. And I'm not telling you to quit your day job. I'm not telling you to shut your business down. I'm just telling you need to make a move. I mean, you need to make a move swiftly and transition properly. At the top right and the bottom right, I'll distinguish those. At the top right, you have people who own a system. And in that system, they're leveraging their effort and their income, not just of what they bring to the table, but what other people bring to the table as well. And as a result, they may be getting 1%, but they're getting 1% off of 100 people or 200 people or 1,000 people because the system that they create or the system that they tap into, everybody has a particular reason to be there, but because it's their system, they're getting a portion of it. And guys, let me tell you something. That can begin to change your life when your income is no longer based upon clocking in and clocking out, when it's no longer based upon an hourly wage. I don't care if you're making $500 or $5,000 an hour. At some point, you're still going to tap out. Number one, you're getting taxed crazily. And number two, now someone controls you. And at any point, they may choose to take it away. I know so many friends and family members, doing well. At some point, 250, 350,000 a year. Great, doing great. But then when that thing happened, when it fell apart and it was taken from them, they almost lost their mind. And you don't want to be in a position where you have that much control given away to other people. You want to have something that's your own. You want to have something that has your last name on it, that nobody can take away from you. You need to be in the driver's seat. You need a system that you can draw income from, even residually, not just based on your own efforts. Then lastly, that bottom right, because this is where the money and the wealth is really created. Listen, 5% of the people are there and 95% of the wealth, as opposed to on the left side, that's like the projects, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my project people. Come on, that was me. Left side, you got 95% of the people there. There's overcrowding, but only 5% of the wealth is being shared. You understand what I'm saying? But on that bottom right, that's the investor. That's when the money makes the money. They don't have to do a thing. Their money, they found this out. Money works harder than we do. You get enough of it and you put it in the right place, it will outwork you day and night. And that's where true wealth is created. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, listen, you got to choose your heart wisely. You cannot afford to be in a place year after year, decade after decade, wishing, hoping, praying, begging for the same thing when the knowledge is there. We're in this rat race because we've not decided to choose our heart wisely. We don't need to be a rat in nobody's race. Come on here. We need to be free of that trap, those rat traps that they have set. Here's one of the wealthiest persons on the planet. Here's what he said. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. How many people do you know that they're good people? They have qualities and characters and integrity and things that are honorable. They work hard for the money. Sometimes they're working too hard. They got 2 jobs. Some of them got 3 jobs. Come on here. They're just piecemealing stuff together. They finish a career in one, and now they got to go get another one. They're missing the point. They're missing the boat. They got the wrong education. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. There are not enough hours in the day to get what we really need. If you're going to do it all by the sweat of your brow and by your own hands, in that perspective, there's a better way. And guys, I believe we found it. We're going places with this. And I want to challenge you to choose your heart wisely. I'm going to move in warp speed. And I want you to do this. How many of you have your passports already? Go ahead and put it in the notes for me. Put it in the comments. I got mine. Come on here. Or if you're getting yours, I'm getting mine. I got mine. I'm getting mine. One or the other. Now, some of you say, well, what do I need that for? Well, maybe this conversation ain't for you, and I'm all right with that. But I'm looking for some folk that you either got your passport or you know that you want to get one. Because here's what it says. Travel. Travel as much as you can, as far as you can, as long as you can, because life is not meant to be lived in one place. Come on, guys. We died in the same zip code we were born. We're not even leaving town. Jesus, thousands of years ago, he left town. Come on here. We're not even going any further than the Uber would take us. Come on. Than the bus line would take us. We got to do better than just, the bus. Come on, they got some trains, they got some ships, they got some planes, they got some other places. And we need to get to them and see some of them. And we got states that, come on, that we haven't even seen. And they're beautiful. And they got some great people in there. You need to go see them. Get out come on, I know you love your hood, rep your hood, I'm all for that. But come on, the hood ain't everything, y'all. Somebody put that in the comments. The hood ain't everything. Get out of that thing and go see some things. We used to say all the time, places to go, things to do, and people to see. And you got to choose your heart wisely. You got to choose if you just going to stay with the folk that you've been with because they ain't going nowhere. But if it's always been your dream to see some stuff that you've never seen before, to put your feet on some soil and some continents that you read about in the book or you saw on TV, and you know that you had that dream for a long time. It's time to make it happen. It's time to choose your heart. Is it hard to leave folk? For some of us it is. But at some point you wake up. Come on. At some point the sleep is over and you get a clue and you begin to say, you know what? I'm not going to die here with these folks because they don't want to do nothing. And you got to leave some people. Catch them on a rebound. Catch them when you get back. Send them a postcard. But you go and choose your heart wisely. Guys, if I had more time, I would really run through this. But let me just tell you, we have benefit after benefit, perk after perk in this travel club that we represent. It's called Travorium. Let me just run through these. Number one, when you're a member in our club, you're going to get travel agent prices year-round without even having to be a travel agent. How do I know? Kendra and I, we've been travel agents for 10 years. We have aunts in the business, been in the business as long as 15, even more than 30 years as travel agents. So we're very acquainted with what travel agent perks and benefits and all that stuff would be. But let me just tell you this. We joined this club 5 years ago, guys, because this club gave us more perks, more benefits than we got as travel agents. Number two, there's some discounts, not only on the travel, but on the dining. There are over 85,000 restaurants across the country that you can save money in. There's online shopping. We don't have all the stuff that Amazon has, but my God, when you compare from jewelry to clothing to shoes to hats, makeup, cosmetics, perfume, cologne, gadgets and gadgets, electronics and all that, devices and all that. Guys, we're beating the pants off of those guys. And we're giving you the opportunity because our travel club gives you a credit every month that's just like cash, y'all, that'll make the price come down even further, and it's always free shipping. That's just the extra perk. We have an entertainment program, whether you like the concerts, the theme parks, the musicals, movies, sporting events, whatever your thing is, and it requires a ticket, guys, we can make sure that you're saving up to 40% off of the price of your standard tickets. And then get this, your travel itself. How about making your travel tax deductible? Much love, Minister Rhonda. We see you there. Shirley, much love to you. Thank you for chiming in. Nayeli Jelly, good to see you, baby girl. Listen. Any CPA worth their weight in anything will tell you, and air will tell you that some of the worst mistakes people make is not having a home-based business because of the tax deductions. And we're telling you that this is the perfect business for it because even your travel, guys, God almighty, can become tax deductible along with so many other things, more than 450 plus deductions. Then we have the program. Here's another perk where the membership fee itself is the equivalent of putting your own travel on layaway. This eliminates credit card debt. We got a plan not only to eliminate and avoid credit card for travel, but we have a plan to help you pay off the debt, the credit card debt and all kinds of other debt by using our program called the referral plan. This company, listen, from our membership, we will not only give you access to the what we call Dreamcation Escapes, but we will give you access to the world tours. There's over 2,000 Dreamcation Escapes, and there's over 100 world tours every single year. And we have a referral program that if you use our referral program, there's my girl, Key, wish you can do it like me, show enough do. If you use our referral program with 3 referrals, all of your services can be absolutely free, which means that you can every single year have 2 to 3 vacations that can be completely paid for using our program wisely. You better choose your heart wisely. I hear folks say, well, I'm not into sales like that. Well, let me just tell you this. Use our program. You call it what you want. We call it posting. We call it sharing. We call it telling somebody. We ain't headlocking nobody. We don't do no figure fours. We're not going to call you 400. No, we just going to let you know the information. And if you want to use our system to do that, the referrals will come your way. Because when you've been places like we've been and you've paid a few $100s and everybody else is paying $2,000 and $3,000 for what you paid a couple of $100s for, that kind of attracts its own kind of people. You understand what I'm saying? And we're not looking for the folk that ain't going. We're looking for the folk that are already going or who desire to go. And if you got a choice, you better choose your heart wisely. Are you going to choose to pay $200 or do you want to keep paying $2,000 for the exact same thing? It's just that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I don't want to hold you much longer, but I'm going to share with you, we're going places and we think that you should be able to go as well. If it's been something on your dream board, It's been a part of your vision board. You've been talking about it, but you ain't been about it. You've been all in the chat. Come on here. You've been all posting this, saying that. It's time to do it. Talk is cheap, y'all. Why don't you start doing the things that you've been saying for the past 10, 15, 20 years? Choose your heart wisely. We have the exact perfect opportunity for you to get to where you want to get. Now, I'm going to try to run through some of these slides if this thing cooperates, but it looks like it's going to give me a hard time. And if it does, I'm not going to worry about it. But let me just end it with this because it's giving me a hard time. I'm going to share with you that in our particular travel club, we have the opportunity with the world tours themselves. We have destinations and places all around this globe, all across the country and around this globe. I'll give you a perfect example. When we did, let's just use Montego Bay as an example. We did Montego Bay, my wife and I, and we always wanted to go, and we're headed back this year. The Lord said, Sand Creek don't rise, because we got to see one of our team members over there. Shout out to Miss Stephanie. We're excited about coming to see you, girl. I got to get my accent right. And when we get over there, she has this mobile massage. I need to hook up with Stephanie. She has this mobile massage. And, you know, I've been on different beaches and done massages and things of that sort before, but we didn't do it. We did the massage in Montego Bay the last time we were there, but it was at the resort. I wanted to do it at the beach. So she has the mobile massage, and that's on my dream. Come on here. That's in my heart. That's a desire in my heart. So we got to go back. So my point is this. When we went, we paid $399. It was all inclusive. Food, drinks, everything. There were about 12 to 15 top level restaurants. I mean, the types of places where if you went in the States, if you went wherever you are, you would easily per person pay $100 or more per person for those types of meals. And we were there 6 days, 5 nights, Kendra and I together. And again, we paid $399 together. So just on the food alone, if we were going to the restaurants, not even staying on the property, y'all, we were winning just with the food package. And then when you include the fact that we had an oceanfront property, where a room where we stayed, it was not ocean view, it was ocean front. We walked out the front door, guys, and when you walk out the front door, take about 40 to 50 steps, we're in the ocean. And man, was it beautiful. I'm telling you, if you've not been there and seen that for yourself, you owe it to yourself. Felt like we were in paradise. Slept with the door open on most nights because that ocean breeze, it just does something for it, brother. It just hit me some kind of way, and it's beautiful out there like that, and that moonlight coming in. Listen, our bedroom was larger than most living rooms. Our bedroom looked like a living room. And our bathroom looked like a bedroom. And then outside that bathroom, there's an outside, like a courtyard type with a ceramic surrounded shower. Huge. And in that, I mean, then there's a moonlight that's coming through. Y'all understand? I'm trying to set the tone for some of y'all. We got Valentine's coming up tomorrow, but you understand what I'm saying. And this thing, it blew my mind that we're enjoying that for $399 for the both of us together because of this club. And I can give you example after example, whether we're going to use Greece, whether we're going to use Paris, whether we're going to use New Orleans, whether we're going to use Cancun, whether we're going to use Orlando, whether we're going to Vegas multiple times. All these places we've gone has been the same exact experience. And other folk are not making a hard decision, I guess. The hard decision is say, hey, let me at least look at the thing. Let me at least get some more information, get my questions answered. Guys, we're telling you right here, choose your heart wisely. Because it's going to be hard for you to keep paying $2,000 and $3,000 to do the stuff that we paying $200, $300, $400 for stuff you paying $2,000, $3,000, and $4,000 to do. You better choose your heart wisely. We have over 2,000 what we call Dreamcation escapes. They're all over the country and they're all around the world. Let me give you another example if I can. Just real quick, and I'm going to let you go real soon. One of our favorite destinations here in the city where we live. Because you don't have to always go to another country or even to another state or even another city. We've stayed here in some of our staycations, as we call them. And one of our favorite hotels, 5-star resort hotel, spa and all that, right across from Fiesta, Texas, in the high rent district, as we call it, over there by La Cantera, if anybody knows San Antonio. And the normal price at that particular hotel, we would stay there for special occasions and anniversaries and things of that sort, Valentine, you know, that type of thing. And we would pay anywhere, depending upon the season, from $275 to $350 a night. And for us, that was higher than we would normally pay and whatnot. That's us, but maybe not you. But, you know, so we only stayed on special occasions. But in this program, guys, we stayed there multiple times, 8 days and 7 nights. You know why? Because in this program, we paid $119 plus tax, not per night, but for the whole week. You better choose your heart wisely. See, here's what I know. If you're going to keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to get the same result. And all I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing to lose, because we're going to keep doing it whether you do it or not. And the person who invited you to see this, they're going to keep doing it whether you do it or not. The only question is, are you going to be so hard-headed that you're going to keep paying those retail prices? You better choose your heart wisely. Mama used to tell me this: a hard head make a soft behind. And some of us have those soft behinds in different areas on our finances, and we broke, and we got all kind of debt, and we living far beyond our means and all kind of stuff. And you really don't have to. You could change that whole thing. And the last thing I'll share with you before I get Coach Tanya in, we have a program that if you pay attention and you don't sleep on this thing, we got folk in this team, in this company, in this relationship of goers and doers. Folk have replaced their income. How do I know? Because my wife will be retiring in June rather than December as a result of this business. And we've been able to send our daughter through college as a result of this business. We paid our mortgage as a result of this business. And we're 80% of having all of her income replaced. Guys, you better understand this. We got folk that we're connected to, and they treat it not as a hobby. They work it as a business. Now, everybody's not looking to do that, and that's okay, but choose your heart wisely. We got people that we're connected to. Shout out to, I'm going to call my girl, my big sis, Double Ambassador. That's right, you heard it. Double Ambassador Deborah Taylor. You better understand. You're talking about a situation where multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars coming into a household income residually. That means not having to leave your home. That means not having to clock in on a job. That means not having to work for someone else. That means doing your thing on your terms, whatever those terms are, and having enough income to support your lifestyle, support your vision, support your purpose, and all of that. Guys, that should be the goal for anybody that got some sense. You better choose your heart wisely. And she's still just scratching the surface. Guys, I'm telling you, let me just share this with you. Her husband been with the Lord now about a year, just over a year. When he passed on, he had the business. It was at a level of 25 grand a year. That same business is crossing over, guys. I believe it has to over 100 grand since his death. You better hear me. We always talking about a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Well, he was wise because he chose his heart wisely. That's what's wise. He started. He built it to that level. He died. But because it was leveraged in that fourth or that right side quadrant, it was leveraged in that third, that top right quadrant, owning a business system. Listen, even though he was dead and gone, that business system was still going strong because people were working their heart wisely. And it moved from 25 grand a year to now, I'm sure it's crossed over more than 100 grand a year, and it's still getting started. And watch this. It's in a trust for the grandchildren who are not even 10 years old. And when they become 18, good God Almighty, do you know the net worth we're talking about? Guys, we got an opportunity for you to really get your questions answered. And you can text travel feedback to 888-532-2699. You can get that complimentary gift with your name on it. You can choose Cabo. Shout out to you, Destiny. Much love, baby girl. Tell my main man Hudson it was good seeing him yesterday. You can use Cabo. You can use Puerto Vallarta. You can use Cancun. We got 20 U.S. destinations that we will give you just for giving us your feedback with a 14-question survey. Choose your heart wisely. I know you're busy, but choose your heart wisely. And you can use it over the next 18 months. You're going to pay the tax and the resort fee, which is minute compared to everything else that you would pay otherwise. Because if you don't use us to get there, you're still going to pay tax and resort fee when you go. But with us, that's all you're going to pay. Choose your heart wisely. I'm going to bring Coach Tanya back in here. I think I've said more than enough. Coach Tanya, I don't know if I was making sense. I don't feel like I...
Man, I was over here writing down notes and stuff. You was making sense to me. It don't take nobody that long to go crazy, Pastor Man. I don't know what's wrong with the folks.
Well, we going to see
really good nuggets.
What we do. I'm going to have you to close it out, and then we're going to get ready for this 8 o'clock call to get on. Love you, baby girl. Thank you so much for being who you are.
I will see you soon. Well, everybody, you heard from the man of God. He dropped some really good nuggets. As always, choose your heart wisely. We don't know what we don't know. And when we do know, when we find out, when we get a clue, when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Do not sleep on this opportunity, y'all. If you are waiting for your change to come, why don't you do something different? Be the change. Now let's get together on another occasion at the beach or at the bank, but let's get together. Take care for now. See you next time. Good night.